Quick question, I will be more about it later in the video. What would cause a planetary gear oil to turn black? Is it heat or wear or but more on that later in the video. Please jump to a couple of minutes in and help me sort that out. Leave a comment if you know. The little excavator is gonna be parked for the winter. I have no more work for it. There are a few grease points for some of the controls under this cover in the front that gets grease every other third, fifth year, not that often. And then the rest of the machine get a good lubrication before parking. Even the blade that rarely gets any lube, it's not used a whole lot. But lately it's been used quite a bit with driving around, preparing ground for new plants, and maybe I should have replaced the oil in the planetary gears last year or even maybe before that. I did engine oil last year, and now I'm looking at the planetary gears, and the first side went without too much troubles. The plug came undone, and here the oil is quite kind of gray, but I come to the other side where it's pitch black, very different compared to the other side. I'm not sure exactly how many hours that's on the oil. This machine I think will be on the in my possession until it's time for scrap. It feels like it does amazing job, and as long as I can keep it running without too much trouble, I will keep it. So with the oil drained, I had to remove the upper one to help it drain faster. I think that was not done last time, and then we had more time around, so we just let it slowly fill up. But I was more in a rush now, so I figured I would just fill from the top. That did not really work, because filling from the top, it kind of pushed oil out. There is kind of some stuff just inside the plug, so I moved things around so I could fill from the other hole and have that above the middle and had that as fill level. One o-ring on the plug was damaged, so I replaced that and moved to the other side. And here I ran into the troubles. First plug, the lower one, came out without too much trouble, but then the middle one just refused to budge, and I don't think that one was removed last time oil was changed. So here I also used that hammer wrench, hammer twister, but I think it's broken. It doesn't feel like it should. And I added heat to the equation. That did not really help. So I added more heat, more hammering, and nothing. And I had used enough force that I could feel that the plug had started stripping. So I decided to bring out the chisel and kind of hammer a little slot at the edge of the plug and then start hammering away, and eventually it started moving. So please leave a comment if you have a suggestion why this oil on this side is so black. Is it because of heat? Are things running hot? I don't see any debris in the oil. It was more of a gray color on the other side, and I know it had the same kind of oil in it last time it was replaced, and both of them seems to have all the oil left. There is no difference in volume. So what is causing the blackness on one side and not the other? Is it heat or wear or contaminations, water in the oil, condensation? But I think it would be the same for both sides. So any suggestions, please leave a comment. Thank you. Could not get hold of the exactly correct plug, a new one. It seems to be a metric thread. That seems to be about right. I think the Japanese are good at sticking with metric stuff, and Yanmar is a Japanese machine, I think. Could be Korean, I'm not sure. But since the plug was not really exactly correct, and it had kind of a recess with an O-ring compared to the other one was flat with an O-ring, so I decided to add an o-ring. It had the o-ring in that recess, and then I add a little bit of thread sealing tape onto it and replace the plug since it was kind of damaged and had started stripping. Hopefully I will be able to undo it easier next time, and I will need to change the oil more often. It just holds like 1 liter in each side, so it's very little money. It's just taking the time to do a quick oil change. I will try to remember to do it again next year, a quick oil change to see what the oil looks like.